Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The North Ridgeville City Council meeting is now in session. Today is Monday, December 15th, 2025. If you could please rise for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. Father, we thank you for bringing us together today in the spirit of service and responsibility. We're grateful for the opportunity to gather as leaders and community members, united by our shared commitment to the well-being of our city. As we look ahead to the beginning of a new council, we ask for your guidance and wisdom. We ask you to bless those who are stepping into new roles and to renew the strength and the dedication of those continuing to serve. We ask that you grant the council clarity of purpose, respectful collaboration, and the courage to make decisions that move our city forward with integrity, fairness, and vision. As we enter the holiday season, we also pause to give thanks for the blessings we've received, and we ask for health, peace, and joy for our colleagues, our families, and our community. And may this season be a time of rest, reflection, and renewed hope for the year ahead. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, please call the roll.
Swink.
Here.
Schaefer.
Excused.
Abens.
Here.
Winkle.
Here.
Awig.
Here.
DeVries.
Here.
Jacobs.
Here.
Mr. Mayor.
Here.
Law Director.
Here.
City Engineer.
Here.
Finance Director.
Here.
Clerk of Council. Here.
First up tonight, we have the regular City Council meeting minutes dated December 1st, 2025. Are there any changes or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, the minutes stand approved. Please note that council has also received the Utility Committee meeting minutes dated December 1st, 2025, as well as the Civil Service Commission meeting minutes dated December 2nd, 2025. That'll bring us to our lobby session. For those who may not be familiar, the lobby session is the portion of our meeting in which the public is allowed an opportunity to address City Council. We do ask that anybody wishing to speak from the podium, and from the podium only, please. I will ask you to begin by stating your name and your address for the record, at which time you will be allowed up to 3 minutes to speak regarding the general affairs of the city of North Ridgeville or the business of City Council. Also, as a reminder, in the interest of time, while we do welcome and appreciate your input, the lobby session is not intended to be an interactive question and answer session, but depending on the nature of your comments, a council member may follow up with you. So at this time, the lobby session is open. I have several written submissions, which I will take in the order in which they were received. So up first is Ms. Shelley Kersey. Mrs. Kersey, if you could please state your name and address, and then your 3 minutes will begin.
Sure. My name is Shelley Kersey. I live at 37886 Stony Lake Drive in North Ridgeville, Ohio. I'm here tonight to address this council on what I believe has become a major issue with the organization of this city. I'm calling for a repeal of the ordinance T-132-2023. I'm also asking council to consider the hiring of a qualified safety service director. On December 18th, 2023, Frank Toth, Bruce Abens, Georgia Awig, and Jason Jacobs voted to enact the Rule of Three. Jason Jacobs stated his belief in the advantages of the Civil Service Commission adopting the Rule of Three. Additionally, he suggested that the mayor should take this opportunity to incorporate a 360-degree evaluation process for officers and firefighters seeking promotion. This evaluation should involve not only discussions with department heads and other leaders, but also with the officers and firefighters themselves who work closely with them. These individuals would have the best insight into whether or not they are suitable for leadership roles and are capable of guiding the department in the future. Since Corcoran has never once been trained as an officer of the law, he has never had to make the split-second decisions that officers face on many occasions and has never put his life on the line simply by going to his job every day. What experiences does he have to make these decisions? I will tell you, none. He's not qualified in any capacity to make those decisions. Do a few shifts. See what our men and women in blue face. I guarantee you wouldn't last a day. I'm also asking for the removal of Mike Freeman as chief of police. The third-party review conducted and reported their recommendations with the city in a 9/15/23 letter. I will state an exact quote from the review, which states, It is abundantly clear from our interviews and feedback that the chief has a management communication style that is often perceived as micromanaging, abrasive, and at times hostile, a situation that still exists to this day. I believe that canine handler Jim Larkin said it best. I'm telling you now, if this is not rectified, you will not be able to cover the amount of people that will leave. It will destroy this department. Guess what? The destruction has been ongoing. We've lost too many officers due to the actions of both Freeman and Corcoran. I'm also asking for a full forensic audit of the city finances from 1/1/2020 to present by an independent agency qualified to look behind the numbers to address why this city is in jeopardy of losing safety services, but hands out raises, very large raises, to certain employees while ignoring others. In conclusion, this city is in trouble. The city voted for a change last election, and 3 of you will no longer be guiding this city. I look forward to the new members of council that will take office. Maybe then we as citizens will finally get the transparency, honesty, and a real desire to serve the citizens, not to be just a yes man for the man sitting in the corner. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Mrs. Kersey. The second written submission that I received was from Greg Fanning. Mr. Fanning, if you could approach the podium, please state your name and address, and your 3 minutes will begin.
All right, well, my name is Greg Fanning, 6025 Haven Crest Court. Thank you, Mr. President, appreciate it. Tonight I want to talk on a happy note, uplifting note, nothing negative or anything like that. Since this is the last meeting before the new council takes office, I just wanted to give thanks to some outgoing members and recognize some of what they did. So I want to thank several members of council for their service to North Ridgeville before they leave. I want to acknowledge at-large council members, Council President Jason Jacobs, Councilwoman Georgia Awig, Councilman Marty and former Council President Martin DeVries, as well as Councilman Eric Schaefer, who is leaving office, and Councilwoman Holly Swink, who is moving up to at-large. Serving on city council or any elected office requires time, hard work, and willingness to engage in the day-to-day work of government. Each of these individuals chose to take on that responsibility, and that service deserves recognition. Council President Jason Jacobs has served on council with a steady presence and a willingness to engage with any residents on any city issues. Throughout his tenure, Jason has approached his role with a practical mindset and a consistent interest in the direction of the city. Councilwoman Georgia Awig has brought decades of professional experience in public service, spending more than 50 years as a registered nurse and a longstanding business owner for more than 25 years, which is something I can appreciate, having a business of my own as an entrepreneur. On council, she has acted with using her past experiences with a real-world problem-solving, fiscal awareness, and understanding of residents she serves. Councilman and former council president Martin DeVries has served in numerous roles on council, including council president, and most notably chairman of the Finance Committee during COVID-19, where he played a central role in navigating the city's financial decisions and maintaining fiscal stability. He has served on multiple civic boards and has taken positions based on his own judgment and experience, even when those positions were not universally popular. Councilman Eric Schaefer has served Ward 2 for 2 years with conviction and resolve. He has never backed down from what he believed was right. Even when it was difficult or unpopular, he consistently stood for conservative principles, limited government, transparency, and accountability, and has always been willing to challenge decisions if he believed they were wrong. He has fought for his ward and for this city, and that willingness to take a stand is what will define his service on council. I am proud to call him my councilman, and I wish him well in what he does next. And finally, I'd like to recognize Councilwoman Holly Swink as she transitions from representing Ward 1 to serving an at-large role in the whole city. During her time representing Ward 1, she has established a reputation of transparency, responsiveness, asking the questions that need to be asked. Her decision to run for at-large reflects her desire to serve the entire city, not just one ward, and she will continue that approach in her new role. Each of these council members contributed to the functioning of this body and to the governance of North Ridgeville during their terms. I also want to wish the incoming council the very best, including Councilman-elect Paul Wilansky, Councilwoman-elect Kelly Zingali, and I'm confident you will serve with distinction and take this city to the next level where it needs to be. Thank you all for your service. I wish you all the very best in what comes next, and may God continue to guide and bless you in the next chapter of your lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fanning. Speaking of Paul Wolanski, the next written submission I have here is from Paul Wolanski. Mr. Wolanski, as a reminder, please state your name and address for the record, and your 3 minutes will begin.
Paul Wolanski, 6048 Opal Street. I am one of 3 city council persons at large elected to begin my 4-year term on January 1st. Unfortunately for myself and the citizens who voted for me, I am unable to vote for a replacement for Councilwoman Swank's Ward 1 vacancy. I would like to lobby for the current council members to appoint Sue Olson, not only as the best choice, but as the most logical choice. I have 3,755 reasons why. Let us recall, 4 years ago in 2021, there were 3 at-large council persons elected: Councilman DeFries, Councilman Jacobs, and Councilwoman Awig. I know all 3 personally and find them to be smart, competent, and caring individuals. However, in November 2025, the voters of North Ridgeville clearly and decisively made a choice to move in a different direction. Sue Olson came in 4th place with 3,755 more votes than anyone else that you would appoint. In conclusion, anyone who you might appoint could also have been on the ballot in November and put in the hard work to become elected. None other than Sue Olson did. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wolanski. Albert Craig. Mr. Craig, please state your name and address, and your 3 minutes will begin.
Albert Craig, 37903 Sugar Ridge Road. I've just been sitting here thinking, it's like, man, we got all this stuff planned on Sugar Ridge Road, but no one really stated why. It's like, started wondering, why do we need a roundabout at Bender Road and Sugar Ridge? I mean, I don't know if there's a lot of wrecks there. I live on Sugar Ridge Road, and traffic's a little busy in the morning and a little in the afternoon. Other than that, it's pretty light. Hell, on Sundays, you can actually go out and stand in the road for a minute or two before a car even comes along. And it's like, I keep wondering, it's like, is a roundabout necessary? Instead of spending all these hundreds of thousands of dollars on this roundabout, can't we use it to just fix the rest of the road that's been torn up by all the illegal semi-trucks and all the other big trucks that are going through? I mean, a roundabout is just kind of like, I'm just wondering why. Why are we going with a roundabout here? I've lived here for a long time, and I don't know, just don't see it. Don't see what warrants the issue here. If anything, just put a blinking stop sign there, in case anybody's running stop signs. I don't know. I'm just curious as to wondering why we're doing a roundabout. That's all.
Okay, Mr. Craig, thank you. The next one is, I think it's Bernard Garcia. Is that correct? Okay. Mr. Garcia, please state your name and address for the record, and your 3 minutes will begin.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bernard Garcia. I live at 7324 Root Road here in North Ridgeville, Ohio. I believe I found a problem that I need you guys to look into. If you guys have not been reading the newspaper recently, in Lorain County, there's been a big talk about developments, a mega site, data centers, and technology. A lot of people in their communities were blindsided by this in the townships. It was not brought to their attention. They haven't always had the process to vote on these things. And I would challenge us, while this is just the city council meeting, but when we have our building meetings and stuff, to double check our master plan and make sure that it's airtight. What has happened is there are potential holes in their zoning, and they're trying to go and get it zoned as light industrial. But as they found out in New Russia Township, they may be hamstrung to the fact that if the developer doesn't want to do it for a tech reason, that they may develop it anyway for residential reason. So my suggestion to everyone here, and I could make the same suggestion at a building and planning meeting, is that we need to make sure that our master plan is airtight in that aspect. That way, a large investor, as they're dealing with in Brownhelm Township, doesn't try to come in and write a big check that none of us can stop. And next thing you know, all the beautiful homes and parks and wonderful things we love about North Ridgeville are surrounded by a data center that pollutes the water, pollutes the air, pollutes the soil, kills your garden, kills your trees, kills your azalea bushes and everything else. I just wanted that to be made known. We have to be mindful, and unfortunately, sometimes we have to learn from what happens around us to prepare us better for our own city. Second of all, it's unfortunate, but there was that little girl that got hit on Lorraine Road. I think that's absolutely terrible. I'm not here to point fingers at anybody. I honestly believe in my heart it was an accident. I've driven through that intersection many times. As a resident, I've driven a commercial vehicle through there. The visibility is not always great. I understand that. It's not a swipe at the city or anything. However, I will say that I don't think it's right that the city on their social media page decided to take down any comments or suggestions or anything else. People have the right to grieve. People have the right to make suggestions. There could be people that could have offered solutions, and they weren't given that opportunity. And this isn't the first time that either the city itself or other city-related pages have decided to pick and choose when they want the public's input. You guys gave me the opportunity to come up here and speak today. You didn't stop me at the door and say, Bernard doesn't get to speak today. Why are we doing that on the internet? Lastly, I myself had thought about potentially throwing my hat in the ring for the Ward 1 opening. However, due to my obligations with my family, I've had some sick family members, and with my job, I am a plant manager at my facility. I cannot do that. However, I would like to make a suggestion. I've had the opportunity to meet Sue Olson. I think she's been wonderful to me. She's been, open to my suggestions, and I think that would be, in my opinion, a good opening. As for me, who knows what my future might hold? I am one of the younger people in the room, so maybe there is an opportunity for me one day to contribute to this city. But to all of you who have served and will continue to serve, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Thank you this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia, for being here and sharing your thoughts. The next written submission I have here is Michelle Esper. Ms. Esper, if you could please state your name and address for the record, and your 3 minutes will begin.
Yes, Michelle Esper, 8734 Mosswood Circle. Council President and members of council, thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I want to begin by acknowledging your service to North Ridgeville. Serving on council requires time, care, and difficult decision-making, and I appreciate your willingness to serve the people in this capacity. I'm here this evening to speak about the upcoming appointment to fill the Ward 1 seat vacated by Holly Swank, and respectfully urge you to consider Susan Olson. I've emailed you this detail, but as I didn't hear back from all of you, I thought it would be good that you hear it from me here. This decision matters, not just procedurally, but symbolically. Appointments like this send a clear message to residents about whether their voices are truly heard between elections. The people of North Ridgeville are paying attention, and they expect council to honor the will expressed at the ballot box. Susan has demonstrated repeatedly that she's earned the trust of voters. In the most recent election, she missed securing a council seat by just 28 votes citywide. In Ward 1 specifically, she finished in the top 3. Perhaps most telling is the clear momentum in her voter support. In 2023, when she ran against Holly Swank, that gap was 669 votes, but it was just 97 this year. That kind of shift doesn't happen by accident. It reflects sustained effort, growing confidence, and genuine voter engagement. This appointment is an opportunity for council to respect that and to reinforce faith in our city government. Beyond election results, Susan's already doing the work of public service. Since 2020, she's served as a precinct chairperson, helping voters understand candidates, issues, and the voting process itself. Through her work with the League of Women Voters, she has consistently supported civic education and participation throughout our community. The Ward 1 vacancy presents council with a clear choice. You can appoint someone who's already earned public trust, who understands the needs of residents, and who's prepared to serve immediately. Susan Olson is already doing this work. This appointment would simply allow her to continue it from the council dais. I want to close by emphasizing this. Decisions like this shape how residents view their local government. Transparency, fairness, and respect for voter intent, and I wanted to remind you the community is watching. Thank you for your time, your service, and your consideration of this appointment. I sincerely hope that you will choose to honor the will of the voters by appointing Susan Olson to the Ward 1 seat. Thank you.
Thank you. I have Rob Baumgartner as the next written submission. Mr. Baumgartner, please state your name and address for the record, and your 3 minutes will begin, sir.
Oh, thank you, sir. Robert Baumgartner, 6327 Stony Ridge Road. On October 20th, in this very meeting room, I played an audio of our mayor stating that he did not have to keep his promises. That audio was real. It was unedited. And while I played it, our mayor, he smirked, leaning back in his chair with his arms crossed. Yeah. Since that meeting and every meeting since, I have called on this council to call for a forensic audit in the way the city spends money. I also started my own audit, and my findings have been disgusting. First off, I found a money cycle, a closed loop cycle, it looks like. So I started looking close, I followed the money, and what I found is not incompetence, it's a cycle. I identified specific groups of donors, executives from American Structure Point, GreenQuest Homes, GDP Group, Bramhall Engineering, all who pumped thousands of dollars into the mayor's campaign, and in return, these firms receive millions in city's contracts. But the cycle doesn't stop here. The mayor's campaign then funnels tens of thousands of dollars back into businesses owned by these very same donors. I tracked over $30,000 flowing back into Red Tail Golf Club, owned by a major donor. We tracked fundraisers hosted at Bistro 83, owned by the same developer behind GreenQuest Homes. This donor gave the money, the city gave the contract. Campaign spends the money back at the donor's business. It's a closed loop of profit. When I asked for bid scoring sheets to prove that these contracts were awarded fairly, the city denied it, said it was overbroad. Why are you hiding them? Is what I have the question about. Is it because they prove that North Ridgeville, merit doesn't matter, only money? Just this morning, hours before the meeting, the law department told me once again in writing that their search for my requested keywords regarding these donors and projects hit over 10,000 emails. Did they release them? No. They just told me they stopped the search because there were too many results. Yeah, let's be clear. There's 10,000 emails between this administration and its donors. And this volume is not an excuse, it's a confession. I have asked about secret payouts to former safety director Jeffrey Armbruster. Today I finally got the receipts. First, the vacation check. Records released today show that 1 month after he resigned from the city, we paid him the lump sum of $21,420. 30 days later, he cuts a check to the mayor's campaign. Now the double dip. Records confirmed that he transferred his sick time to his new job at the county, March 2023. Yet, there's a settlement agreement released today that admits he also tried to cash out on those same hours from the city. So instead of fighting this fraud, our mayor authorized a settlement, secret settlement, of $7,158 to make him go away. That's nearly $30,000 in hidden payouts to an official who left his position and sued the city. And to the members of the council, I'm not here to speculate on motives. But for years, this council has passed the mayor's agenda with many unanimous votes and almost zero questions. We have the campaign finance records, the proof of payouts, and the admission of 10,000 hidden emails. This should be alarming. What is the city hiding?
Mr. Baumgartner, I'm sorry, your 3 minutes have elapsed.
Mr. President, move to give Ms. Baumgartner additional 3 minutes.
Second.
It was moved by Winkle and seconded by DeVries to allow Mr. Baumgartner up to an additional 3 minutes to speak. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All opposed say no. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tonight, you're being asked to vote on another American Structure Point contract. Martin Luther King once said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy." This vote will be remembered. It will be reviewed. If you vote to approve this contract tonight, you're not just approving a vendor, you're ratifying the corruption that selected them. I demand you pressure the city administration to preserve the evidence. I demand you call for a forensic audit for, if nothing, to clear your own names. The clock on secrecy has run out. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Baumgartner. The next written submission was Susan Olson. Mrs. Olson, if you could please state your name and your address for the record, and your 3 minutes will begin.
My name's Susan Olson. My address is 7685 Maddock Road. I'm going to read it because I'll get sidetracked. Dear City Council members, well, thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. Tonight you vote to appoint the person who will fill Holly's seat in Ward 1. That person will hold the seat until the next council ward elections in 27. I humbly stand before you to ask for that appointment. Not because I want it handed to me, but because I've done the work that the position requires. You've seen my resume, you've read many emails from residents around the city, and you've heard from some of us here tonight. So I'd like to take this time to address the council and also the residents of North Ridgeville. To the council members, I sincerely ask you, please listen to your higher angels. Put yourself in my shoes. I'm here representing the voice and the vote of the people. I've done the work. I think I've proven myself. I hope that you will do the right thing and that you will listen to the people you represent and vote for me as Ward 1 City Council appointee. My second message is to the residents of North Ridgeville. First of all, I wish that you could see yourselves the way I do. You are some of the hardest working, honest, and caring people I know. I've gotten to know so many of you over the years, and I can honestly say that because of you, North Ridgeville is seen as a truly unique and respected city in this Lorraine County. So regardless of how the vote goes tonight, I'm asking the residents, please don't give up on our city and not on our city government. After all, it belongs to all of you, not to 7 council members, not to a mayor and his staff, but to you. I know that politics gets a bad rap these days, sometimes for good reason, but there are good people in politics. We just have to work harder to rise above the noise. Don't give up on us. We're not giving up on you. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Thank you, Mrs. Olson. I do have one final written submission, and that is J.D. Gonkowski. If you could please state your name and your address for the record, and your 3 minutes will begin.
All right, hey everybody. J.D. Gonkowski, 34823 Cambridge. Reason I come up here is street lighting. I mean, we had that sad accident about a month or so ago. Would have increased street lighting made a difference? We don't know. I mean, you could say one thing, the other thing, we don't know. But I would like to see us switch to LED lights. They're a lot brighter, especially at the intersections. A lot of our intersections are poorly lit. Like I live by Route and Chestnut. You have lights going down Route Road, but you get to Chestnut and Route, busy intersection, there's just one light there. And these lights are old, dim. LEDs would clean these up a lot. Yesterday I was driving to work. Westlake has a program where they switch LEDs once the light bulb burns out. So in the snow, it's a lot better. I've driven to work in the fog, it's a lot better. So it's a safety issue. There is a cost. Maybe you can use that NOPEC money we get every year, or you can do it however you want to pay for it. But that's the one we could do. Could piecemeal, or you could do a citywide one. North Olmsted did a citywide changeover. Makes a big difference in lighting. It's just something that would make the city safer, both for drivers and pedestrians. And lastly, I want to thank the 3 of you guys. It's not easy up there. It's a lot easier back here. Please stay involved. Come visit us in the cheap seats. It's free. Can't beat the entertainment. So, happy birthday, Marty. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gonkowski, for being here and for sharing your thoughts. That is all I have for written submissions this evening. Is there anybody else in attendance this evening who would like to address City Council? Please begin by stating your name and address.
Yes, my name is Callie Zingali. I live at 35112 Jason Drive. All right, so in November, voters across North Ridgeville sent a very clear message. Regardless of party, they asked for independence, engagement, and representation that puts the residents first. With those votes and with voices I saw and heard, time and time again, this same sentiment rang true. We are tired of party politics. I want you to think, will the conversations had tonight and the actions taken here tonight show the residents that you heard that message? Or will you show them that you place more value in protecting party over their best interest and what they told you with their own voices? George Washington warned that party spirit is the bane of popular government, not as an abstract concern, but because he understood how easily loyalty to party can replace your loyalty to people, especially in moments where process can be controlled rather than shared. Public perception matters when your responsibility is to serve the public. Residents are paying attention. It is easy to tell when decisions are made in discussions outside of this room. For some members here tonight, your decisions and your actions, or lack of, will shape your next elections. And not just for you, but for your entire party. For others, it will define the legacy that you leave behind. That is exactly the danger Washington warned about. When party loyalty begins to outweigh open consideration, fair process, and respect for the will of the people. Despite running as a Democrat, my goal has never been and will never be to secure a majority. My goal is to serve the people, no matter what letter is next to their name. My goal is to serve on a city council made up of engaged members who ask questions, respect the process, and treat our residents with genuine consideration, regardless of the letter next to their name as well. Healthy disagreement strengthens local government. Silence and control do not. With that in mind, I want to express my support for Sue Olson and my hope that she is meaningfully included in the conversations had this evening. Not because she is a Democrat, but because her dedication and hard work, combined with her performance in Ward 1 last month, deserve at least that. That does not require agreement, only openness and willing to discuss. My standard is and always will be people over party. That principle is what I hope defines the legacy of those concluding their service tonight. It is a standard I will hold myself to and this body moving forward. A council that listens to voters should never be afraid of the conversations they are asked for. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Zingali. Do we have anybody else in attendance who wishes to address council? Okay. Seeing none, we will close the lobby session and move on to administrators' reports. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. First, I'd like to start off by thanking Martin DeVries, Georgia Awig, and Jason Jacobs for their dedicated services to the city and our residents. They've done an outstanding job during their tenure on council, and I know we have resolutions coming up later, but wanted to express my thanks to each one of you. It's been a pleasure working with you over these years. We have a couple of ordinances that we're going to ask for the emergency clause on. That would include the appropriations for the 2025 budget year. We also have the AFSCME contract that we'll be considering, and that goes into effect January 1st of 2026. The contract normally, wind up causing problems on the accounting side. People wind up getting back pay. There's a lot of accounting work that winds up being done unnecessarily. If we can have this contract go into effect on January 1st, all that is taken care of, and the employees in the AFSCME union would enjoy the benefits of that contract immediately. Under third readings, we have our annual budget that we have spent quite a bit of time on. You know, that process starts in August, September usually, includes several days of conversation with the Finance Committee. That ordinance is especially important to start on January 1st because that is our fiscal year. There is the Victory Park Magic of Lights Wonderland Walk. That event runs through January 3rd. I know the weather hasn't been great for walking through the lights, but it is a pretty special event over there. And if you're interested in finding out more information on that, go to victoryparkohio.com. There is the last coffee and conversation for 2025. It's on Thursday, December 18th from 8:30 to 9:30 here in council chambers. This month's special guest is Chris Hibbsman, the chamber board president for the North Ridgeville Chamber of Commerce. And stop in for that informal conversation about what's going on in the community. There is a coffee with the cop happening. The police department is having coffee with the cop on Monday, December 22nd from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. at Italian Coffee, located at 34960 Center Ridge Road. It's a great way for you to meet one of the officers or several of them that serve our city. City Hall offices will be closed on December 24th and December 25th, and also January 1st in observance of the holidays. And I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and I hope you enjoy the peace and joy of the season as well. And Mr. President, I move to go into executive session to discuss the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, and to also review the collective bargaining strategy as required by the two different sections of the Ohio Administrative Code.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Swank to go into executive session for those purposes just discussed by the mayor. Clerk, please call the roll.
Swank.
Yes.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Awig.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries in an executive session.
Okay, we will adjourn into executive session.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mrs. Swank.
I move to adjourn from executive session and return to regular city council session.
The motion was made by Swank and seconded by Winkle to adjourn executive session and to return to our regular session. Clerk, please call the roll.
Swank.
Yes.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Awig.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries and back into regular session.
Mr. Mayor, please
Mr.
continue.
President, that concludes my report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. City Engineer.
Thank you, Mr. President. Before you tonight is ordinance 2025-162, which is a request to amend the previously approved scope and fee for Bramhall Engineering for the design services of the Mills Creek Flood Control Basin Project. As you may have heard me discuss previously, we ran into some additional hurdles with this project, one of them being TC Energy's conflict, which unfortunately, there's no way around this utility. It's a high-pressure transmission, gas transmission line without crossing it. If you didn't know, TC's utility runs from the northwest corner of the city all the way down to the southeast corner. So unfortunately, there's no other route other than crossing this transmission line. We did look at having TC relocate, but the relocation would be very costly, and the construction could potentially take years to perform by TC's crews. Therefore, we are moving forward with moving our stormwater under their transmission line, so the system would be submerged, similar to a siphon system. In doing this, we will need an engineer familiar with TC Energy's utility to design a support system to temporarily support their 16-inch main during our construction. Bramhall plans on hiring a subconsultant for this specialized work, and that scope is estimated at approximately $65,000. We also have to contend with First Energy's easement that encroaches into the city-owned property where our stormwater ponds have been designed. Unfortunately, this easement had not been made apparent to us until the design was nearly complete, and now we have to revise the grading plan and revise some of the hydraulics to work around their required safe offsets from their transmission line. Lastly, with our wetlands permit, there were several requirements that will need to be addressed on the plan set as well. Together, this work amounts to an estimated $158,000 worth of additional design services. We do have money left in our budget, which was given to us by the county through the ARPA grant, which can be used for design services. As you may know, the city was awarded several ODNR grants as well a few years back, and much of that money, which is slated mostly for construction, has yet to be used, and we have to continue to ask ODNR for time extensions. That's why I would like to keep Bramhall moving on, within their scope and this additional scope. It is for this reason that I am asking for council to consider passage by emergency of this ordinance. Also before you tonight is a resolution 2025-163 to enter into a contract with ODOT for the sealing of bridges on their main line of I-480. There are two mainline bridges in North Ridgeville, one over Lear Nagel and one over State Route 10. Construction for this is expected to occur in 2027. There's currently no funding required from the city for this project. Lastly, I haven't given any project updates in a while, so I thought let everyone know the pedestrian bridge for the Frontier Park was recently completed for the Park and Rec Department. DeJoya Suburban, who was the awarded contractor for Cypress Avenue, has recently begun work. Grassbow, who was the awarded contractor for the Root Road Soccer Complex improvements, has also begun work. And the Stony Ridge Peanut Roundabout landscaping package was recently awarded to Rooted Landscape. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Director of Finance?
Thank you, Council President. Before Council tonight is Ordinance 2025-167, an ordinance amending annual appropriations. This appropriation is needed to accommodate the cost of issuance expenses associated with our recent bond anticipation note sale. In advance of this meeting, I sent Council a memorandum detailing this purpose, and I'd like to ask Council to consider adopting this legislation tonight with the emergency clause to ensure the Department of Finance has the resources necessary to meet our obligations. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. And as noted on our agenda, Council has also received the November 2025 Building Division Report. That'll bring us to council committee reports. We do have a utilities committee report. Clerk, if you could please read that report.
Utilities Committee report dated December 1st, 2025. The committee reviewed and considered ordinance number 2025-147. The committee moved to send ordinance number 2025-147 back to City Council for consideration without any recommended changes.
I will make a motion at this time to accept the utilities committee report. Motion was made by Jacobs and seconded by Winkle to accept the Utilities Committee report. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Okay, we will move on to correspondence. Up first, Clerk, if you could please read the correspondence received from Mr. Schaefer.
Ward 2 Councilman Eric Schaefer submitted his resignation for his Ward 2 seat effective January 1st, 2026.
And there's a second piece of correspondence. Clerk, if you could please read the correspondence from Director of Finance, Ms. Wilkerson.
Dated December 11th, 2025, from Finance Director April Wilkerson, ordinance number 5479-2017 requires the city auditor to evaluate the financial position of the Solid Waste Management Fund annually and after September 30th and recommend whether or not a rate adjustment is necessary or if a rate holiday shall be declared. The memo presents the analysis of the Solid Waste Management Fund, which includes anticipated balances as of December 31st, 2025, as well as forecasted balances through 2030.
Thank you, Clerk. And for clarification for the public, the administration has reached a tentative agreement with our refuse collection provider to extend the current contract at a rate that does not require a rate increase to the residents at this time. So that is good news, and we appreciate the administration's efforts there. That'll bring us to new business. The North Ridgeville Planning Commission took action on the following items at their regular meeting of December 9th, 2025. Clerk, if you could please read the first item for Ridgefield subdivision.
Ridgefield subdivision, Pernal parcel number 070000000473. Applicant Keith Filipowski Pulte Homes of Ohio Corporation, 387 Medina Suite, 1700, Medina, Ohio, 44256. Owner Bob Schmidt Homes Incorporated, 9095 Gatestone Road, North Ridgeville, Ohio, 44039. Proposal consists of an amendment to preliminary plan. Planning Commission action, approved by a vote of 4-1 with the following conditions. Number 1, Bagley Road at Gatestone Road will be improved with a westbound left turn lane as shown to be warranted in the traffic impact study. Number 2, the commission grants a waiver for minimum road radius for Longbrook Drive. Number 3, the commission grants a waiver for maximum cul-de-sac length for Pleasant Ridge Circle. Number 4, the commission grants a waiver for setback from cluster to single-family lots in the model home park. Number 5, no waiver is granted for the cluster setback of sublot 873, which shall comply with code. Number 6, street lighting shall be the standard carriage fixture type along the roadway system and for the mailbox units.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Abens.
one good news about this particular plan, there's going to actually be fewer homes built over the original plan that was approved some years back. So I move that it be approved.
Second.
The motion was made by Abens and seconded by DeVries to approve the Planning Commission's recommendation of approval. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swank,
No.
Abens,
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Awig,
Yes.
DeVries,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Clerk, if you could please read the second Planning Commission item, ordinance 2025-154.
An ordinance suspending by right cluster subdivisions in the R1 resident district and amending chapters 1250, 1280, and 1282 of the North Ridgeville zoning code. Planning Commission action, The Planning Commission action approved by a vote of 5-0.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Abens?
move to accept.
Yeah, would the law director please?
Thank you, Mr. President. With these actions from the planning commission, if they're attached to an ordinance or resolution, we're just asking them to give a recommendation and report. So we really just accept it. We're not voting on these. Unlike the one that we, in the first paragraph, where that did require a vote. These number 2 and 3 should just be accepted, and council's approval or denial or approval with conditions happens later in the process.
So there's no need for a motion at this
There's
time?
no need for a motion.
Okay. Clerk, if you could please read the third planning commission item.
An ordinance amending Chapter 1226 Design Standards of the North Ridgeville Subdivision Regulations.
There we go.
A planning commission action approved with the city engineer's proposed amendments to 1226.02 by a vote of 5 to nothing.
Okay, so the same thing there.
Same thing. Thank you.
Okay. That'll bring us, well, no, before we move on to recess, actually, as has been stated, Mrs. Swink has accepted,
No, that's, that didn't show up as removed.
as has been stated, Mrs. Swink has accepted the council at large seat to which she was elected, therefore vacating her Ward 1 seat. Council therefore advertised seeking resumes from applicants to fill the Ward 1 seat through December 11th, and we have received several, so we do thank everybody for those interested parties in applying. At this time, I will open the floor for nominations for the Ward 1 seat.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Winkle?
I move to recommend Ms. Katie Rogerson.
Nominate Katie Rogerson?
Nominate.
Okay. Katie Rogerson has been nominated. Do I have any additional nominations? Okay. At this time, I will make a motion to, do I have to make a motion to vote for?
No, we just go right into a roll call.
Okay, okay, well then on the matter of appointing Katie Rogerson to Ward 1, clerk, please call the roll.
Swank.
Yes.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Awig.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries on the appointment of Katie Rogerson to Ward 1.
Congratulations, Ms. Rogerson. That will bring us to recess.
Mr. President, move to dispense with recess.
Second.
It was moved by Winkle and seconded by DeVries to dispense with recess this evening. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say yes.
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 Yes, all opposed say no. Recess has been dispensed. We will move on to first readings. Up first is 2025-162.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 6109-2023, which authorized the mayor to enter into a contract with a consulting engineering firm for additional design services for the Mills Creek Conservation and Flood Control Project by increasing the prior approved amount of $507,500 to $665,200.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
move to dispense with the second and third readings.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by DeVries to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-162. Is there any discussion?
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Winkle?
I'm a big supporter of this project for the whole east side of town to help water being controlled, which we desperately need. And the project's taking a long time because of obstacle after obstacle. And every year that goes by, the price goes up because everything goes up as we're trying to build this darn thing. But I would personally like to have it, be on at least the second readings would be my feeling on it. So that's my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Winkle, any additional comments or questions? So again, the motion was made by the mayor and seconded by DeVries to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-162. Clerk, please call the roll.
Swank.
Yes.
Abens.
No.
Winkle.
No.
Awig.
No.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
By a vote of 3 to 3, the motion fails.
Okay, we will move on to 2025-163.
A resolution giving consent and cooperation with the Director of the Ohio Department of Transportation for preventative bridge maintenance of structures on Interstate 480.
Resolution 2025-164. I would like to make a motion at this time that the clerk read 2025-164 in its entirety.
A resolution.
Do I have a second? The motion was made by Jacobs and seconded by Winkle to read 2025-164 in its entirety. Is there any discussion? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All opposed say no.
Thank you. A resolution honoring and expressing appreciation to Martin DeVries for its dedicated service to the city of North Ridgeville and its residents and declaring an emergency. Whereas Councilman DeVries has faithfully served as a member of City Council of the city of North Ridgeville from January 1st, 2016 to December 31st, 2025. And whereas during his tenure, Councilman DeVries has the honor of leading City Council as the President of City Council from January 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2021. And whereas he demonstrated unwavering commitment to the principles of good government, transparency, and community engagement. And whereas he was on the Board of Zoning and Appeals from January 26, 2012 to December 28, 2017, where he contributed significantly to the development and implementation of policies and initiatives that have positively impacted the quality of life for the residents of North Ridgeville. And whereas he served on the North Ridgeville Charter Review Committee, chaired the Utilities Committee and the Finance Committee, and was the member of the Administrative and Safety Committees. And whereas we extend our deepest gratitude for your unwavering dedication and distinguished service to the citizens of North Ridgeville, now therefore be resolved that by the Council of the City of North Ridgeville, Lorain County, Ohio, that Section 1, this resolution is entered in the official records of City Council, and a copy is presented to Councilman Martin DeVries as a token of the city's appreciation. Section 2, it is found and determined that all formal actions of council concerning and relating to the adoption of this resolution were conducted in an open meeting of council, and deliberations of this council and any of the committees that resulted in such formal action were in meetings open to the public in accordance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. And Section 3, this resolution is hereby declared to be an emergency measure, and the emergency being in order to allow the city to formally recognize and present appreciation to Councilman Martin DeVries before the conclusion of his term in office. Wherefore, this resolution shall take effect and be in full force and effective immediately upon its passage and approval by the mayor.
Thank you, Clerk. I will make a motion to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-164.
Second.
Motion was made by Jacobs and seconded by Abens to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-164. Marty, I just want to say on behalf of the people of North Ridgeville, I'd like to extend sincere appreciation for your years of dedication and service to our community. You've officially, I think, served the city since 2012, starting on the BZBA, and then, of course, on council as well. Knowing you, even before your time on council, it's always been very clear to me that your love for North Ridgeville runs deep. As somebody who has lived here almost your entire life, I think you have embodied the spirit of public service and community stewardship. So please know that your efforts have played an important role in moving our city forward and positioning us well for the future. So thank you again for your service.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's been an honor and a privilege to give back to the community that I grew up in. I want to say thank you to the people who supported me, the current mayor and his administration, as well as the former one, and the members of council, and all the people we've worked with throughout the years to make the city a better place. I'm going to miss it, but I'll still be around to help out whenever I can. I do love this community, and I still want to be a part of it. So, again, thank you to everyone.
Are there any additional? Are there any additional comments? Okay, hearing none. Again, the motion was made by Jacobs, seconded by Abens to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-164. All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All opposed say no. The readings have been dispensed, and then I will make a motion to adopt.
Second.
Do we have to add the emergency clause to this because of the way it was written? Okay. Make a motion to add the emergency clause to 2025-164.
Second.
It was moved by Jacobs and seconded by Swink to add the emergency clause to 2025-164 so that this can go into effect right away. On the emergency clause alone, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All opposed say no. It was then moved by Jacobs and seconded by Swink to adopt 2025-164 with the emergency clause in place. Are there any comments or questions at this time? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swink.
Yes.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Awig.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries.
2025-165, I would like to make a motion at this time that the clerk read 2025-165 in its entirety.
Second.
Motion was made by Jacobs and seconded by Abens to read 2025-165 in its entirety. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All opposed say no. Clerk, please go ahead.
A resolution honoring and expressing appreciation to Georgia Awig for a dedicated service to the city of North Ridgeville and its residents and declaring an emergency. Whereas Councilwoman Awig has faithfully served as a member of City Council of the city of North Ridgeville from January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2025. And whereas during her tenure, Councilwoman Awig has demonstrated exceptional leadership and community involvement, serving on the Board of Directors for the North Ridgeville Chamber of Commerce and Community Care, and as a member of the Visitors Bureau in North Ridgeville Heart and Soul. Whereas she demonstrated unwavering commitment to the principles of good government, transparency, and community engagement. Whereas she further contributed to the city through her service as chair of the Streets, Sidewalks, and Bridges Committee, member of the Finance Committee, member of the Safety Committee, member of the Board of Drainage and Flood Control, and as council liaison to the Parks and Recreation Commission. And whereas we extend our deepest gratitude for your unwavering dedication and distinguished service to the citizens of North Ridgeville, now therefore be it resolved that by the Council of the City of North Ridgeville, Lorain County, Ohio, that Section 1 of this resolution is entered into the official records of the City Council, and a copy is presented to Councilwoman Georgia Awig as a token of the city's appreciation. Section 2, it is found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the adoption of this resolution were conducted in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council and any of the committees that resulted in such formal action were in meetings open to the public in accordance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. And Section 3, this resolution is hereby declared to be an emergency measure, the emergency being in order to allow the city to formally recognize and present appreciation to Councilwoman Georgia Awig before the conclusion of her term, whereas this resolution shall take effect and be in full force and effect immediately upon its passage and approval by the mayor.
Thank you, clerk. I will make a motion to dispense with the second and third readings.
Second.
Motion was made by Jacobs and seconded by Abens to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-165. Georgia, on behalf of the people of North Ridgeville, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation for your years of service here on City Council and your dedication to our community. While you have served on City Council for 4 years, you've been an integral part of North Ridgeville for many years prior to that through your involvement in several different organizations, including the Chamber of Commerce, Citizens for Better Schools, North Ridgeville Heart and Soul, and I'm sure that just as a few of the many that you have been involved in. It's been clear that your commitment to our community, extends far beyond City Council, and I'm confident that in the years ahead you will certainly stay involved as well. So, thank you for your time on council and your service. Are there any additional comments at this time?
I feel very blessed to have been on City Council and represent the city in such a way. And I've gotten an opportunity to meet a lot of hardworking administration and really appreciate their support. And I've met some great people in the city as well. And I just would like to thank my husband too for always being a big support and helping me in every way. So thank you.
Thank you. Are there any additional comments? Okay. Again, the motion was made by Jacobs and seconded by Abens to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-165. All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All opposed say no. At this time, I will move to adopt,
Second.
and I will add the emergency clause.
Second.
65. It was moved by Jacobs and seconded by Abens to add the emergency clause to 2025-165 so that this can take effect before George's term ends. On the emergency clause alone, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All opposed say no. It was moved by Jacobs and seconded by Avens to adopt 2025-165 with the emergency clause in place. Are there any comments at this time? Okay, hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swink.
Yes.
Avens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Awig.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries, and 2025-165 has been adopted.
2025-166.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Winkle?
I'd like to move to have the clerk read this in its entirety, please.
Second.
The motion was made by Winkle and seconded by Swink to read 2025-166 in its entirety.
A resolution honoring and expressing appreciation to Jason Jacobs for its dedicated service to the city of North Ridgeville and its residents in declaring an emergency. Whereas Councilman Jacobs has faithfully served as a member of City Council of North Ridgeville during an appointed unexpired term from January 19th, 2020 to December 31st, 2021, and an elected term from January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2025. And whereas during his tenure, Councilman Jacobs has had the honor of leading City Council as president of City Council from January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2025. And whereas he demonstrated unwavering commitment to the principles of good governance, transparency, and community engagement, and whereas he served on the Planning Commission from January 21st, 2020 to January 19th, 2021, before resigning to fill an unexpired council at large seat, where he has contributed significantly to developing and implementing policies and initiatives that have improved the quality of life for North Ridgeville residents. And whereas he is a longtime member of the Board of Directors of the North Ridgeville Chamber of Commerce, and has previously served on the North Ridgeville Senior Center Advisory Board, the North Ridgeville Tax Abatement Review Board, and the Ridgeville Ready Master Plan Steering Committee. And whereas we extend our deepest gratitude for your unwavering dedication and distinguished service to the citizens of North Ridgeville. Now therefore be it resolved that by the Council of the City of North Ridgeville, Lorain County, Ohio, that Section 1, this resolution is entered into the official records of City Council, and a copy is presented to Councilman Jason Jacobs as a token of the city's appreciation. Section 2, it is found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the adoption of this resolution were conducted in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in such formal actions were in meetings open to the public in accordance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 3, this resolution is hereby declared to be an emergency measure, and that emergency being in order to allow the city to formally recognize and present appreciation to Councilman Jason Jacobs before the conclusion of his term in office. Wherefore, this resolution shall take effect and be in full force and effect immediately upon its passage and approval by the mayor.
Mr. President, move to dispense with the second, third readings.
Second.
Motion was made by Winkle and seconded by Abens to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-166. Is there any discussion?
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Winkle.
I don't have anything officially prepared, but I'm just going to tell you, as I usually do, but for speaking anyways, I just want to say it's been a pleasure to get to know you. It's been a pleasure to watch your hard work and dedication to the community through not just City Council, but you other groups that you work with throughout the city. Since day one, you've approached with this whole job that we have to do up here with integrity and honesty. And I'm glad you were here, and I'm glad to have gotten to know you.
Thank you, Mr. Winkle. I appreciate that. As I, prepare to step away, I just want to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude to everybody who has supported me along the way through this whole journey. To the people of North Ridgeville, thank you for placing your trust in me. As a lifelong resident of the city, serving on city council has meant more to me than I could probably put in words, quite frankly. This is the community that has shaped who I am, and my dedication has always been rooted in trying to ensure that we make North Ridgeville an even more vibrant place to live, play, work, raise a family, conduct business. I want to thank my fellow council members for all your support over the years. Thank you for entrusting me with the position of president. Hopefully I did well. I always try to run the meeting professionally and respectfully. I would be remiss as well if I didn't take time to especially thank my family for sacrificing time, tolerating long meetings, and supporting me every step of the way. So it truly has been an honor and a privilege, and I guess that's it. Thank you. any additional comments?
Mr. President,
Yes, Mrs. Swank.
the person who's taken your place has big shoes to fill. You've always had our meetings with grace and dignity and integrity. I'm gonna miss you. I know that, I didn't expect what happened, but I hope that you stay involved somehow and, I think you're good for the city. You, myself, Marty, we're lifelong residents. We care deeply for the city, and I believe you do as well. So thank you
I do.
for your
Thank you.
time, and I hope this isn't the last we see of you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I will be involved. Any additional comments? Okay, so the motion again was made by Winkle and seconded by Abens to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-166. All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All opposed say no.
Mr. President, move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, move the amended emergency clause.
Second.
It was moved by Winkle and seconded by Abens to add the emergency clause to 2025-166. On the emergency clause alone, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. It was moved by Winkle and seconded by Abens to adopt 2025-166 with the emergency clause in place. Are there any comments or questions at this time? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swink,
Yes.
Abens,
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Awig,
Yes.
DeVries,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
The motion carries and 2025-166 has been adopted.
And I would like to just provide clarification, going back to these three ordinances. 164 and 165 were both introduced by me. It says Mayor Corcoran on the slide, but that is a mistake. The agenda does reflect it accurately that they were introduced by me, and then 166 was introduced by Mr. Winkle. 2025-167.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 2024-139 of the City of North Ridgeville, Ohio, providing appropriations for the period commencing January 1st, 2025, and ending December 31st, 2025.
Mr. President. Go ahead.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Winkle?
I move to dispense with the second and third readings.
Second.
It was moved by Winkle and seconded by Abens to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-167. Is there any discussion?
Mr. President, as the Director of Finance explained earlier, with the increase in cost she sent an email out before the meeting that we all received about the increase in cost and anticipation notes. So for that reason, I'll be moving to adopt emergency clause. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Winkle. Any additional comments or questions? Again, the motion was made by Winkle and seconded by Abens to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-167. All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no.
Mr. President, move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, move the add emergency clause for reasons stated by the Director of Finance and the reasoning given to us via email before this meeting dealing with the cost increase of the bond anticipation notes.
Second.
Good. It was moved by Winkle and seconded by Swink to add the emergency clause to 2025-167 for the reasons just stated by Mr. Winkle. On the emergency clause alone, all in favor say yes. All opposed say no. It was moved by Winkle and seconded by Abens to adopt 2025-167 with the emergency clause in place. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swink,
Yes.
Abens,
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Awig,
Yes.
DeVries,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries and 2025-167 has been adopted.
Under second readings tonight, we have 2025-160.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of North Ridgeville, Ohio, to enter into a contract with the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, the AFL-CIO.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
move to dispense with the third reading.
Second.
The motion was made by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to dispense with the third reading for 2025-160. Is there any discussion?
Mr. President,
Mr. Mayor?
I'd like to thank the administrative team that negotiated this contract along with the members of the ASME union who negotiated on their behalf as well. I think this was a fair resolution for everyone, including the taxpayers of North Ridgeville. This is our largest union, and as I mentioned previously, this contract would be beneficial to all concerned to have it start on January 1st, 2026. So I'll ask for the emergency clause on this, please.
Okay, is there any additional comments or questions? Hearing none, it was moved again by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to dispense with the third reading for 2025-160. All in favor, say yes.
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 All opposed, say no.
Mr. President, move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, move to add the emergency clause so that way this contract may begin on January 1st of 2026.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to add the emergency clause to 2025-160 in order for the contract to go into effect on January 1st, 2026. On the emergency clause alone, all in favor, say yes.
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 All opposed, say no. It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to adopt 2025-160 with the emergency clause in place. Are there any comments or questions at this time? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swink,
Yes.
Abens,
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Awig,
Yes.
DeVries,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries and 2025-160 has been adopted.
Under third readings, we have 2025-110 amended. It was amended at the previous meeting.
An ordinance amending sections 1266.02, 1268.02, and 1272.04 of the North Ridgeville zoning code to update use regulations for automobile service stations and gasoline stations.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Abens?
as you can see, we started way back in July on this particular legislation. It's gone through many meetings and hearings, and has gone through some revisions from its original form. I believe with all the revisions, that this legislation will encourage more complex development rather than just a gas station. It would also limit the number of gas stations within North Ridgeville, and won't be able to put in a gas station within a half mile of another gas station within the I believe B3 zone. So therefore, I recommend and make a motion to adopt.
Second.
It was moved by Abens and seconded by Swank to adopt 2025-110. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swink,
Yes.
Abens,
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Awig,
Yes.
DeVries,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries and 2025-110 amended has been adopted.
2025-145.
An ordinance providing for the renaming of Thibodeau Trail to Orchard Park Drive.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mrs. Swank.
move to adopt.
Second?
It was moved by Swank and seconded by Abens to adopt 2025-145. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swink,
Yes.
Abens,
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Awig,
Yes.
DeVries,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries and 2025-145 has been adopted.
Twenty 2025-151.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Fishbeck, a professional consulting firm specializing in engineering, environmental sciences, architecture, and construction management to provide engineering services for the Sugar Ridge Road and Bender Road roundabout in the amount not to exceed $429,807.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Abens.
move to adopt.
Second.
It was moved by Abens and seconded by Winkle to adopt 2025-151. Are there any comments or questions?
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr.
I gave an explanation of this when it was first introduced. I just wanted to give a quick summary of that. Remember that this is for the Sugar Ridge and Bender roundabout. The city was awarded $2.174 million by NOACA for this project. The city solicited, and specifically the engineering department solicited statements of qualifications from engineering consultants, and they rated Fishbeck the highest. The scope of services includes all necessary engineering, bid phase, and construction phase support for the project. And these funds have been appropriated for engineering in the 2026 budget.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Any additional comments or questions? So again, on the motion to adopt 2025-151, clerk, please call the roll.
Point of order. Mr. Mayor,
Mr.
do
Abens?
we need emergency on this?
We do not.
Okay.
Want to use mine? Not working.
Mine's not working either.
Mic malfunction.
Swank.
No.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Awig.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-1, and 2025-151 has been adopted.
Okay, 2025-152.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with American Structure Point Incorporated, a national full-service architecture and engineering firm, to provide engineering services for the Sugar Ridge Road Rehabilitation Project in the amount not to exceed $370,410.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Abens?
move to adopt.
Second.
The motion was made by Abens and seconded by Winkle to adopt 2025-152. Are there any comments or questions?
Mr. President,
Mr. Mayor?
again, I had gave a detailed explanation of this when it was first introduced. The summary is that the city was awarded $2 million through NOACA for this project. Engineering department solicited statements of qualifications from engineering consultants, and America's Structure Point was rated the highest by the engineering department. The scope of services includes all necessary engineering, bid phase, and construction phase support for the project, and the funds have been appropriated for engineering in the 2026 budget.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Are there any additional comments or questions? Again, it was moved by Abens and seconded by Winkle to adopt 2025-152. Clerk, please call the roll.
Swank.
No.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Awig.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
By a vote of 5-1, 2025-152 has been adopted.
2025-154.
An ordinance suspending by right clusters subdivisions in the R1 resident district and amending chapters 1250, 1280, and 1282 of the North Ridgeville zoning code.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mrs. Swink.
move to adopt.
Second.
It was moved by Swank and seconded by Winkle to adopt 2025-154. Are there any comments or questions at this time?
Mr. President,
Mr. Mayor?
quick summary of this. This ordinance will end the ability of developers to obtain approval for cluster developments in the R1 residence district by right, making amendments to the zoning code to that effect, but preserving the cluster requirements in the code for historical reference. This effect will be subdivisions that will increase the lot sizes in the future. The master plan identified this, and along with other numerous concerns regarding the city's zoning code, and many of those were in regard to residential development. As recommended in the plan, we engaged a consultant to review and diagnose the zoning code and subdivision regulations and make recommendations for future changes. The adoption phase of the master plan recommendations and zoning code changes and subdivision changes is anticipated in 2026. But this process that we're going through right now is intended to give Planning Commission and Council greater control over residential development and ensure developers include the housing types, densities, and amenities that create high-quality neighborhoods. And until this new code is adopted, the current regulations allowing cluster by right are still in place, and new projects will continue to be proposed with this legislation that ends today.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Do
You're
we have any additional comments or questions?
Mr. President, I have a question for the law director. Since this is a zoning code, do we have to allow the 30 days, or can we move this on an emergency?
But we have to allow 30 days.
Thank you.
Any additional comments or questions? I will just reiterate what the mayor said. You know, as part of the master plan steering committee, this is one of the more important, I think, recommendations from that plan, and this is something that I'm very supportive of, as I feel that this will make some meaningful change to, future development here in our city. Clerk, please call the roll.
Swink.
Yes, amen.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Awig.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries, and 2025-154 has been adopted.
2025-155.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 5311-2016 adopted by council on January 4th, 2016 to remove certain parcels.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Swink?
move to adopt.
Second.
It was moved by Swank and seconded by Winkle to adopt 2025-155. Are there any comments or questions?
Mr. President,
Mr. Mayor?
this ordinance removes 2 non-productive parcels from an existing commercial TIF. This allows these parcels to be included in a potential residential TIF. We had a presentation of that at a committee of the whole meeting in September of 2025. We will be looking to create a new .40C TIF, which will be in a separate piece of legislation that will be introduced next year.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Any additional comments or questions? Again, the motion was made by Swank and seconded by Winkle to adopt 2025-155. Clerk, please call the roll.
Swink.
Yes.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Awig.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries, and 2025-155 has been adopted.
2025-157.
An ordinance amending Chapter 1226 Design Standards of the North Ridgeville Subdivision Regulations.
This time I will make a motion to amend 2025-157 by substitution with the version that was emailed to us on Friday and is also available at our seats this evening.
Second.
The motion was made by Jacobs and seconded by Winkle to amend by substitution 2025-157. Are there any comments or questions?
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
this ordinance amends 2 sections of Chapter 1226, Design Standards of the City's Subdivision Regulations. These sections pertain to requirements for the preservation of wetlands, natural drainage courses, and other preservation areas. This ordinance would require or prevent wetlands and drainage facilities from being located on residential sublots and require maintenance of such areas to be the responsibility of the HOA. This ordinance also clarifies requirements and prohibitions regarding easements in relation to public utilities.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Any additional comments or questions? Again, on the motion to amend 2025-157 by substitution with the version in front of us. Clerk, please call the motion was made by Jacobs and seconded by Winkle. Clerk, please call the roll.
Swink.
Yes.
Avens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Awig.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries. And the 2025-157 has been amended.
Amended, yes. Okay.
Move to adopt, Mr. President.
Okay.
Second.
Thank you. It was moved by Swank and seconded by Winkle to adopt 2025-157 amended. Are there any comments or questions at this time? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swink.
Yes.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Awig.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries, and 2025-157 amended has been adopted.
2025-158.
An ordinance providing the appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of North Ridgeville, Ohio for a period commencing January 1st, 2026 and ending December 31st, 2026.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Winkle.
move to adopt.
Second.
It was moved by Winkle and seconded by Abens to adopt 2025-158. Are there any comments or questions?
Mr. President,
Mr. Winkle?
a whole heck of a lot of work went into this, and a lot of meetings up here for hours upon end. And this is the appropriations need budget for 2026. January 1st, we want to have this in order so we can, everybody that works here gets paid. We can start getting the new tools that our departments requested and move forward with the year. So With that being said, I'll be asking for the emergency clause to make sure it's in place January 1st, 2026, so we can operate the city of North Ridgeville. Thank you.
Was
that
that a
being
motion?
said-
Was that a motion for the emergency?
I'm still continuing.
Okay, go ahead.
As that being said, I move to add the emergency clause for the reasons I just stated.
Second.
It was moved by Winkle and seconded by Swank to add the emergency clause to 2025-158 for the reasons stated by Mr. Winkle. On the emergency clause alone, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All opposed say no. It was then moved by Winkle and seconded by Abens to adopt 2025-158 with the emergency clause in place. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swank.
Yes.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Awig.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries, and 2025-158 has been adopted.
There will be a city council organizational meeting held on Monday, January 5th, 2026 at 6:15 p.m. in council chambers. And the next regular city council meeting will be held on Monday, January 5th, 2026 at 7 p.m. in council chambers. As was stated earlier in the meeting, you saw under correspondence that we received a resignation for the Ward 2 position, Ward 2 seat. Council is seeking resumes for that seat. The initial notice went out saying that the deadline was December 25th. We are extending that to December 26th through the end of business. So we, encourage anybody living in Ward 2 who is interested in the Ward 2 seat to please either drop off your resume here at City Council by the end of the day on December 26th or email it to councilclerks@nridgeville.org. To my fellow council members and members of the administration, I wish all of you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. On behalf of City Council, I would like to extend warm wishes for a happy holiday season to all of the people of North Ridgeville. Any council members have any final comments or questions at this time?
Mr. President,
Mr. Swink?
this was your longest meeting ever.
The last one. I wanted to make it last. Any additional comments or questions? All right. Hearing none, this meeting's adjourned. Thank you. Thanks.